at you all the way from our dorm rooms to your conference rooms. Sabah and Dan team in here, two college students who are ready to talk to you guys about business and lifestyle from our personal experiences.
Each week we'll discuss about our lifestyle as college students as well as our tips and strategies starting in the business field. We'll bring on successful entrepreneurs in the millennial generation to share with us their journey and how they got started and where they're at now.
Our goal is to help you students, millennials, and entrepreneurs gain inspirational advice by our spontaneous conversations and meaningful guidance. Let's dive on in.
What's going on, dorm rooms and conference rooms listeners? It's episode 15, and today we're going to be talking about how books changed our lives. Sabah, how are you doing today?
Doing good. This is a very fun and special topic because it's funny because I used to hate reading books so much. And just recently I started to read a bunch. But yeah, I definitely have read some pretty good books, have really changed my mindset.
Yeah, same here. I've definitely, back in the day when I was younger, hated reading. And we were talking before this episode and recording, and I literally said it's because school, college, middle school, high school, all that, they don't really let us read books that express ourselves. And I know you said the first book you read in a long time was Think and Grow Rich, which, by the way, listeners, great book. Everyone should check it out. It changed our lives. You guys heard us talk about it probably for the past 13 episodes if you're still listening right now, guys. Definitely gets mentioned once a time on every episode. But I just kind of grabbed a random stack of books that I've read, over the past year or so, and it's about 6 books. I mean, nothing crazy. I should probably be reading a book a month, which I'm going to definitely start doing more, but it's just becoming too much. And guys, Audible is a great product. If you're really busy like Sabah and myself, definitely get on Audible. But Sabah, we'll start the episode off by just saying, how did it change when you started reading Think and Grow Rich compared to other books in high school or early on in your college career? What was different between, the book about Think and Grow Rich and Mice and Men or whatever it's called, back in high school? What were just, two different, styles of reading there?
Yeah, so when Brandon told me to read Think and Grow Rich about a year ago when I actually met him. So when he told me to read the book, I was kind of like, I have to read a book. Like, I don't know if I want to. Like, I hated reading. Like, in high school, when we had to read all those books for English, I literally wouldn't read them. Like, I would hate reading it so much because it would be so boring. Like, it wouldn't help me with anything that I would be doing in my career. So I was like, I don't want to read this. But when I started to read it, like, the style that Napoleon Hill wrote, like, in Think and Grow Rich, it was so different than everything else I've ever read in my life. So if you guys don't know the book Think and Grow Rich or haven't ever heard about it, it's really a book that changes your mindset on how you think about your life, your goals that you want to achieve and be successful in life. So I really enjoyed that book because it really pushed me to start doing what I want to do right now while being in college, not waiting 4 years, graduating, and then doing it or whatever it is. It really changes your mindset on how you think of like daily stuff, actually, about if you really want something in life, you have to believe in your head that you already have it before you actually do. And I've actually applied it to things that I've already done. Like, just recently I won a scholarship for a case study, and I won it because, for one, I did the work, but two, I believe that I would be winning it and going to New York for this event. And like, I already scheduled out everything in January and be like, I'm going to be gone these couple of days because I'm going to be at this event because I'm going to win the scholarship. And because of thinking about it mentally and believing that I'd already be there, it actually happened. And it's not like luck or anything. It's because I believed in myself. And that's what this book really teaches you about. So, I mean, if you guys haven't read this, it's really a must read. It's not very long either, but definitely read that. And Dan, like, you've read it also.
Yeah, no, I've read Think and Grow Rich as well. Like you were saying, Sabah, you really brought home some great points there where it's really a mindset shifting book as well as a book that changes your view on business overall and how to succeed in life. But you really touched on it, and I don't want to keep reiterating the points. But one of the books that I read actually within the past 12 months was What Wakes You Up in the Morning by Justin Lafazan. That book was amazing. Justin's actually a 20-year-old entrepreneur, and he just loves to tell people, do what you love and learn how to make money in the process. And he talks about what woke him up in the morning, what was his why, what drove him. He talks on different points of different ways to, grow yourself mentally, different ways of education just besides the college grind, and how we're different than our parents, and just the changing community itself of entrepreneurship and what really drives people. And he uses what's called the SPARK method. S stands for start out strategically, P stands for position yourself for success, A stands for act and execute, R, remain committed, and K is kick ass. So go after it and keep going. And guys, definitely, like I said before, this book has been amazing. It's changed my mindset when I read it last year, and it's just been my driving factor for the past 12 months. And another really good book. So I read books that really, how are they going to change myself right now? I read based on what I need when I need it, just so I'm not arbitrary wasting time reading books, like The Outsiders or To Kill a Mockingbird, even though both are two of my favorite books, to be honest. Like, before I read What Wakes You Up, I probably read To Kill a Mockingbird, a couple times, because I love To Kill a Mockingbird. If the movie's on, I'll sit down, watch the movie. It's great. So another great book is called A Random Walk Down Wall Street. So my sophomore year, guys, my mom was in the hospital for a 2-month period. She was in a coma, and all this other stuff was just going on in my life. And I was interested in the stock market at the time. My roommate created a vending machine business where he sold gumballs and different things like that. And he was making $2,000 to $3,000 a month just doing that while in college. Like, that's what my roommate did. And then that sparked my entrepreneurship interest, even though I had it early on as a freshman or even a senior in high school. But, A Random Walk Down Wall Street is all about investing and how to do it right and what's the best way to invest and things like that. That book, 500 pages, took me a summer to read just because I was working as well. But another great book just because that's what I was interested in at the time. And I still use some of those principles today in order to keep growing my stocks, in order to grow my money and make it work for me. But like I said, guys, those are two great books you should definitely be picking up.
Yeah, and also another book that I've just read, which is also by Napoleon Hill, is Keys to Personal Achievement. So this is it's very similar but different than Think and Grow Rich. So it's kind of a spin-off of it. And in that book, he talks about different stories from other people, like their successes and stuff. And he also talks about actionable things that you can do to spark that success that everybody is looking for. So I was reading this when I was on a plane, actually, and one of the activities or something that he mentioned to do was, it was called, I don't remember what it's called, but it was called the alphabet game or something. And so what you do is you write down the alphabet A through Z, and then each letter you write down an action that you want to do within a month or something. So I remember I did that while I was on the plane, and it was just something that's really different. And a lot of people, they don't do stuff like that just because obviously you can't think of it on your own. But if you read a book, it really sparks different ideas that you can do. So that's also challenges yourself, because sometimes it's hard to think of actions that start with every letter of the alphabet, So I just really liked that book. Also, it's a spin-off off of Think and Grow Rich. It really gets your mind going on what you want to achieve, and coming back. It was when I was coming back from Orlando, and my mind was already oh my gosh, I need to get going on everything that I want to do. And books like that, it really gets your mindset into power of achieving what you really want to do, which is why I really like books like that.
Yeah, and another one that I've recently read, I don't want to really run through every single book that I've read just because it would take a lot longer than our little 15-minute episode. But, another one I read was the Millionaire booklet. It's sitting on the top of my pile right now, and it's by Grant Cardone. Guys, I love Grant Cardone. I've been following him since I was a freshman in, college, doing sales jobs, different things like that. He talks, and that kind of changed my mindset with the millionaire math and how to make $1 million in 1 year. And it's not a crazy number if you really break it down. All you really have to do is make $2,740 per day, or you could have 300 people pay you $278 per month for 12 months. You have 1,000 people pay $83 per month for 12 months. You could have 10,000 people buy a $100 product, or you could even have 5,000 people buy a $200 product. Guys, it's very plausible to be making $1 million in 1 year. Very plausible to do. You guys can do it. And a book I highly, 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 highly suggest to any college student listening right now is by Ramit Smith. It's called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. This book is great. It's literally a 6-week program that works for you guys. It's a nice little book. It's not super long, but it talks about banking. It talks about credit cards. It talks about how to make the credit card work for you, what type of credit card you should get. It talks about how to make your bank account work for you. It talks about that you shouldn't be saving to save, but save to invest. It breaks down everything that school doesn't teach us about finance. This is like the best book about money and how to make it work that I've ever read. So you guys should definitely read this. It's everything you need to know about when you graduate, how to make your money work for you, how he was able to pay off his college debt, how any of us could pay off our college debt so simply. Guys, there's tons of books out there in the world. You guys just need to take advantage of the resources of these books. You need to be able to just do it, Go out there, read a couple books, take advantage of any book out there, and read what you need at the time. That's the best way to read. If you need to learn about ClickFunnels, buy .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. Just buy what you need at the time and read it through so you can take actionable steps for that book.
Yeah, awesome. But this really great quote by J.K. Rowling, which is, I do believe something very magical can happen when you read a good book. And that I love that quote because it's so real. I mean, everything that I've been doing the past year with entrepreneurship, with podcasting, my accelerator, like my fashion business, everything that I've been doing is because I read the book Think and Grow Rich, and that push and that mindset that I gained from that book. Like, reading a book in your field, whatever it is that you're working on, it really helps you, for one, gain more knowledge. It also helps you with your mindset and achieving that goal faster than you would have, if you didn't read that book. So I think I really like that quote because it really puts you in that mindset of it is very magical when you do read a really good book.
Guys, another thing too, if you're creating a product, like there's this book called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. He talks about the MVP, right? You all think it's the most valuable product or anything like that. And, with football season coming to an end soon, it's, you could think it's the most valuable player. But really, guys, MVP stands for minimum viable product. That means create the bare essentials so you could start doing market testing right away. If you have a product you want to create, just do the bare minimum, get the product out there, and change as needed. Like I said before, guys, read the books that you need at the time. And if you're creating a product, this is the book you will need right now to create that product and make it happen the best. Sabah, really, do you want to just bring home some different things about books? Then we could kind of just close it out on some really great words.
Yeah, so if you guys don't like to read, like what I used to, I hated reading so much. I would dread if someone gave a book to me and they were like, oh, read it, it's so good. But really try, the one that I highly recommend to anybody is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So really try reading that book. If you really, really don't want to, so against it, do audio. It's so much better. You can do it while you're driving, if you're working out. Like, do audiobooks. They're just, you get the same amount of value as if you were reading it, like a hard book. So if you guys really are against reading, try audio because I love doing that. I do a podcast. I do that with other books also. So try that as well.
Yeah, guys, and I'm going to actually start doing weekly book suggestions and weekly book reviews just because I've read so many books that it could really add a lot of value, and it'll be like the book of the week or, the book of the month. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what would work best for me. But also, guys, we're bringing on this Facebook community. We're bringing to you an accelerator program for college students. Basically, this community is going to consist of experts in different fields, such as Caleb Maddox, Kevin Harrington, or high-level experts that brings a lot of value to you guys when you're building your business. Not only can you find books about them, but you can literally interact with them, and they'll be able to help you guys out. That's what's going to happen within our community, and you can find that at livetogrind.com/college. You can find Sabah at sabahali.com, and you can find myself at danieltieman.com. Guys, thank you for listening today. It's been a pleasure. Sabah, any last words?
Definitely check out our accelerator, guys. We're adding so much value to that, and we really want to create this great community of entrepreneurs all across the US. So check that out if you guys haven't already. But going back on reading, pick up a book and just read it. You'll be surprised on how it changes on your mindset, on your field that you're currently working on, and the knowledge that you can gain from it. So that's all I have. That's all we have today for dorm rooms to conference rooms. Make sure to check us out next time.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Dorm Rooms and Conference Rooms. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you haven't joined our accelerator program yet, you can find that at livetogrind.com/college, where we connect you with today's latest influencers and experts in their fields.